Instagram, good on quickly.
Yep.
And Facebook. Gosh, I think we are Divine live at 5. Good afternoon, you beautiful people. How lovely to be joining you this afternoon. And the sun's out again. Aren't we just so lucky? Here we go. Cheers, everybody. What a beautiful afternoon. Lovely to be with you. Welcome, Divine Live at 5. Here we go on our Clap for the NHS Day. We've got a new addition. We've got a lovely little rainbow going on here. A little new addition there to our, just to support, just to give a little note to our Clap for the NHS. Evening, Liam and Sir Kenneth. How are you? Instagram, good afternoon, everybody. Hope you are all fabulous. Get your glasses, charges. We have got a packed afternoon for you. I'm going to try a few, well, I say a few. I've got this beautiful, we said that we would do it, so we're going to do it. We're going to do a sort of a, I would say cheats version. It's not a cheats version. I'm going to do a slightly easier version and try and show you a way of doing beef Wellington that won't scare you. Because most people, a lot of people, are a bit afraid of doing beef Wellington. So I'm going to try and do a beef Wellington that's easy, that will make you feel comfortable to do it. So we're gonna follow along with that. We've got a beautiful cocktail for you called the Revolver, a really sexy cocktail called the Revolver, and I've got a fabulous little fun flower idea, which is going to help the presentation of our beef Wellington. So everything should pull together. Is the theory? Let's try. Evening, Jules. Lovely cousin Sarah. How are you, gorgeous girl? I hope you've had a beautiful day. Gosh, what's that? Vanderberg?
Leslie Vanderberg.
Oh, Leslie Vanderberg. Sorry, I couldn't see your handwriting. And Deborah Egan. Evening, gorgeous. How are you? A lovely Kez is with us too.
And
how
Carol.
Are you, Kez? Hello, Carol. We waved at you vigorously today as you were striding down the road, but I don't think you spotted us. So anyway, nice to see you. Lovely to have you all here today.
Liam can't believe you're doing beef Wellington.
Well, we're going to try and do beef Wellington, Liam. We're going to try and do beef Wellington. I know it's a shock to the system, isn't it? Anywho, we're going to try and attempt beef Wellington. Now, there are lots and lots of ways of, well, I say there's a classic way of doing beef Wellington, and I'm going to show you a little, just slightly little cheats way of doing beef Wellington. A little bit like the Caesar salad that we put together yesterday. It's all about trying to get flavour, trying to load flavour. We've mentioning Liam. Thank you for mentioning Liam. Liam managed to get hold of some beautiful fillets of beef for us at sort of, knocked off dodgy prices. He was
Well, they weren't.
waiting around the corner. They weren't. I'm joking. I'm only joking. He managed to get us a beautiful fillet of beef at a reasonable price. So we're not being phenomenally extravagant. Well, we clearly are, but that's because
the restaurants aren't
because
using
we're all
them.
fabulous like that. But yes, well, you'll find if you speak to butchers and you speak to suppliers, there's a lot of stuff that would normally be going into restaurants that isn't at the moment, because obviously the restaurants aren't there. So the butchers have these beautiful pieces of fillet of beef and fillet steaks and so on, especially catering or sort of corporate-based butchers. So there are little opportunities for bargains out and about there. So remember that. Always ask, and you never know what you might be given. Lovely. Lauren's back again with us. Hello, gorgeous Lauren. Yolita, good evening. How are you, beautiful? Ben and Catherine, how are you both? Nice to see that you're here. And Bianca, good evening, Bianca. How are you? So that's what we're going to do. We've got a beautiful Revolver. We're going to do beef Wellington, and we've got a little flower surprise to pull together. So a lot to pack in. Thank you for sticking with me yesterday. Didn't quite realise how long we went on, but you were very patient and you were very fabulous. So clearly, thank you so much for sticking with us. Get your glasses charged if you're playing the game. It is clearly and fabulous. Every time I say those words, you have a little drink, so fabulous, clearly. Where else did we go with that? So yesterday, I think beautiful was added to it. Was it beautiful?
It was.
Beautiful was added to it.
And Liam.
And the word Liam. So every time I say Liam, you...
They're loving the rainbow. Lauren's loving the rainbow.
Isn't the rainbow cute? Little addition. Cheers, Janie. Here we go with Thursday.
Cheers, darling.
Hope you've all had a fabulous Thursday. Let's get cracking. Let's do some stuff here. Oh, before I do, I must just say hello to Jackie, our lovely Jackie who looks after us at the market. One of our fabulous suppliers.
Dave and Dom.
And Dave and everybody else. So
Steph.
hello, all you beautiful people. Thank you so much for looking after us. And I promise they keep, lovely Jackie, keep sending these beautiful little messages saying they're hungry. So we must cook something and take it to them to feed them. We really must. So I will. I promise that we will. Jerry Fitzgerald and all of the Fitzgerald, evening to you all. My cousins over in Ireland. So they come through to us on Instagram. So unfortunately we don't get to see it on the day, but we do see it later on. So
and
Instagram.
lovely Penelope.
Instagram, gorgeous Penelope. Loved your photos today, Penelope. That the little coffee table. Beautiful, love that coffee table. Who else do I have to say hello to? Little Spanish Maria, how are you? What's that?
Lucas.
Lucas, sorry. Okay, sorry, I couldn't read Jane's handwriting there. Lucas, how are you? Do not criticise my beef Wellington today. Chefs, Liam, everybody, Ben, anybody that's watching, do not criticise my beef Wellington, please. It's just my version of a beef Wellington, from my people to your people. Chips, hello, gorgeous Chips. Max and Neve, cheers, Max and Neve. Nice to see you. Fabulous to have you with us. Okay, everybody. Little Harriet in South Africa and all the guys joining us from South Africa. Good evening. Nice to have you here with us. Oh God, I'm exhausted just going through that.
Kellyanne.
Brennan. Lovely Richard, how are you? Gorgeous Richard. Kellyanne, so Kellyanne, guy,
Yeah.
Kelly, how are you, sweetheart? Nice to see you. And me mammy, how are you, mother? Hope you've had a good day. Have you managed to get out of the
And your
car?
daddy.
Oh, I'm a daddy. I always do that. I do have a father, and he is fabulous. I just forget to say it. It's in the little Irish book that I was given yesterday. It's all about the mammy.
And Kitty's with us.
Clearly, we always it's all about daddy too. Kitty's with us. Hello, Kitty. Gorgeous Kitty.
Takeaway night.
At Anong Thai. Gorgeous Kitty at Anong Thai. Beautiful food available for takeaway, and she also does some home cooked food that you can take and put in the freezer. Gorgeous Corin and Gaynor, how are you both? Nice to see that you're here with us too. Another one actually that has started up, our beautiful Indian restaurant.
Spice Merchant.
The Spice Merchant is back in business for takeaways, I believe. So our lovely Cookham Spice Merchant is also back in business and doing takeaways. So takeaways and deliveries, I believe. How lovely on this day to see my little cousin Anne-Marie in Boston. I say it every day, I know I do. Colleen Marie and Anne-Marie in Boston, they're nurses, so I hope you guys are still doing fabulously.
Max and Lee say cheers on Cloud.
Cheers to you both. And cheers to all of the nurses that we know, and all of the nurses and healthcare professionals and everybody that's out and about taking care of us all. Thank you all so much. Right, let's get cracking. We are going to do the most fabulous beef Wellington. I hope we're going to do the most fabulous beef Wellington. I'm going to show you a few little tricks that I think help, little shortcuts. Again, it's not something to be phased about. Lots of people are phased by it, and it is such a beautiful treat. It's a fabulous thing to have as a treat. I know it's quite expensive, and certainly if you buy the sort of components to it, if you buy the components to it and make it yourself, it's not so expensive. But if you buy it as a pre-prepped dish from Waitrose Entertaining or Cook or somewhere like that, then it can be quite expensive. So I'm hopefully going to show you a way to do it that cuts out some of that expense. And it is delicious. Now, obviously, I've cheated with a few things. We're going to serve this with a beautiful fondant potato, which I will talk you through. Now, fondant potatoes take about 2 hours to do. They're reduced down in stock, so I'm going to show you those, and I'll talk you through how we make them. We've got a beautiful creamed, pureed mashed potato, just for presentation for later, and we've got some beautiful carrots. They were in the blue banana fruit and veg box, so we thought that we've chantillyed those, but we're going to finish them with a toss of honey and some fabulous butter for presentation. So that's how we're going to put it.
A lot of beautiful, a lot of fabulous. They're all on the floor now.
Trying to get beautiful, fabulous and clearly in early, just in case the beef Wellington goes wrong and you're all then slightly inebriated. I'm trying not to use the word pissed, but so here we go. Live at 5, pissed by 6. Love it. Right, I'm just going to turn to my oven for a moment.
Richard says you're not using chips then. Posh potatoes.
Posh potatoes. We're doing posh potatoes. Oh, talking of posh potatoes, this is the perfect time. Right, so let me show you these. These are our beautiful fondant potatoes.
Wow.
I can't come too close. I'll show you them sort of later. So the fondant potatoes are basically cooked in a beautiful red wine stock. Then you uncover, and then you put them back in so that you start to crisp up the top. I'm just going to put them back in now. I should sort of brush them with butter, but we haven't got time. But we'll come back to those shortly. There we go. So in they are. Fabulous, right. Let's get cracking. So, fillet, beef Wellington, fillet beef. So you have a beautiful fillet of beef. Now, our first little trick, as I say, the fillet is a beautiful piece of meat. It's fabulous and it's so easy to eat. But it doesn't really have a huge amount of flavour. It's not the best piece of steak to have a mass amount of flavour. So what you need to do is try and put some additional flavour into that beef. That fillet needs additional bit of flavour. So I've got a beautiful bit of meat. Let me get my meat out for you to see. Here it is, a beautiful piece of fillet. So I'm going to put that onto the board, but before I do, we're going to prep up our board. Now this is a little secret. This is not a secret, it's a little tip. Before I go into my little tip, I just need to say hello and happy birthday to Lady P. Lady Penelope's 2 today, so happy birthday, Lady P. And I think her nanny and granddad, Richard and Jill, are watching, so cheers, you beautiful people. Have a fabulous, I know you can't be with her, but have a fabulous evening, and I hope you Skyped and all the rest of it. Evening, Hells, gorgeous Helen is with us, and Kate, Winrow Davis, how are you? I hope you all have beautiful days.
Chips would like to know what that picture is in the back.
Chips would like to know what this picture is in the back. God, we have so many interruptions. I'm so sorry. I will get to this point. So this is, I had a little time on my hand this afternoon before doing all of this, so I thought I'd do a little picture of my sister. So I drew this. It's just a little ink drawing, little pen and ink drawing. So that's a picture of my sister that I drew today. So it's from a photo, it's not from memory. I'm not that good. So I just sort of whacked this together with a bit of black ink. So Chips, I'm sending that to you. So Max and Neve, that's your mummy when she had different hair, when she was dark haired. Anyway, that's my sister. I did that this afternoon as a little drawing, just for Chips. So there we are.
You're so clever,
back to
Adam.
what I was doing. I really am.
So clever.
Aren't I, Liam and Ken? I'm so clever. Okay, our board cheat. Here's our cheat number 1. What we do is, again, we're going back to flavour. We need to get some flavour into this. We want, you want the taste buds to go, wow, that's amazing. So take some salt. Put some salt, rock salt, on the board. Da 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 da. I hope you gave that Caesar salad a go yesterday. I attempted that Caesar salad yesterday. It was delicious. I'm so sorry that we didn't. We had a technical problem, so we couldn't go live after 5 for our little after party. So I apologise for that. But the Caesar salad was delicious. Right. So we have sea salt on our prep board. We then sprinkle mustard powder. So Coleman's mustard powder. Sprinkle that on the board. Da, 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 da. Now, this is the little trick. This is a beautiful little trick to get this packed with a bit of flavour. Certainly the senses of the smell and everything else just adds a beautiful caramelisation to the outside of the beef. Fabulous way to get flavour packed in here is either an OXO cube, if you've got OXO cubes. If you haven't got OXO cubes, you could use gravy browning. So we've got some Bisto gravy browning, and we're just going to sprinkle that onto the board. There you go. Just sprinkle that over the board like that. So we've just got those beautiful flavours amalgamated on the board. So you
OXO would be preferable, but we didn't have one.
An OXO cube would be fabulous. It's a great idea. An OXO cube is an easy idea. It's got that rich, it's packed full of flavour, so it's got real sort of guts to it. The gravy browning isn't so packed full of flavour, but it still has the same sort of efficiency that the other one does. We've got our fillet. We've trimmed it up. We've taken off a little bit of fat. The butcher will do that for you, so please don't worry about that. Then you just whack it in, let it emulsify all of those flavours, dab it down, get it covered, so roll that around a bit. Let me just wash my hands off. Dun, da, da, da. Oh. Then you get a pan, you get some real heat underneath the pan. Whack in a little bit of olive oil into the pan. Or, even better, if you have it, a bit of lard, if you're able to. Now, back to our piece of beef. Now, really sort of rub that in. Now, once it's there, really sort of give it a good old rub, get all of that flavour packed into that piece of beef. So you're giving it a bit of a massage. Everyone loves a little massage. Tenderises your bit of meat. Make that meat even juicier. Roll it round. There we go. Now, just let it sit there for 1 second. Let's get rid of that and wash my hands. So, just rinse off my hands. So, with the beef Wellington, Our gorgeous Ronnie and the boys and girls at the Bell and Dragon, Lukash, and the boys and girls at the Bell and Dragon, it's one of our go-to dishes. We love it. Whenever we have an occasion, they always produce it for us. It's always fabulous, and they make it with a pancake. So they put a pancake in there to soak up the juices of the meat and stop the pastry from going sort of soggy. But I don't do that. What we're going to do with this one is we're going to layer it up. We want flavour, so you have a mushroom to sell. So it's chopped down mushrooms. We're going to do that in a second. I add pâté. I add pâté to the mushrooms. So a coarse farmhouse pâté, which melts in and really gives that more flavour. Gives that beef a lot more flavour than you would normally get with a fillet. So it really makes it taste fabulous. So the mushrooms go in, the pâté goes in, and my little secret, which probably isn't a secret because quite a lot of people probably do it, is that we use, and I'm going to get the wrong one,
Prosciutto.
We use prosciutto. Prosciutto. So you've just got a packet of prosciutto, and I'm going to show you how to layer all of this up in a couple of seconds. I'm just waiting for my pan to get hot. There we go, a little bit of heat in the pan. So we need that nice and hot, because what we're going to do is seal the beef. We want to seal it, and that gives another edge of flavour. You get a bit of more flavour onto the caramelisation of the outside of the meat. So once you've got your meat nice and juicy and sealed and tender, then we're going to take that to the pastry. Now we've got shop bought pastry, dead easy, puff pastry ready to roll. I'm going to get myself ready. So in there we just pop an egg. So we're going to egg wash this in a second.
You look like James Bond, apparently.
I look like James Bond. Which James Bond do I look like? The old retired decrepit James
Brosnan,
Bond.
clearly.
Why, thanks very much. Oh, that's so funny. Is it my mother that said that?
No.
Lovely Jojo with us. Joe Gentry, how are you, Pinot Joe? Look, we're on a Pinot again. We obviously bought a case of this, so we've got a lot to get through. Little Pinot Jojo's with us. Lovely Avril. How are you, Avril? I hope you guys should do a concert too. The sisters should get a little concert on here one evening. And Gorgeous Princess, good evening, Gorgeous Princess. How are you, little sweetheart? Cheers, you fabulous people. Jane, you're not drinking as much.
I know,
tonight.
darling.
What's going on?
I'm so busy doing
You're
names.
doing all the names, the call-outs. I'm a bit worried. Peter and Carol, I'm a bit worried. She might be dehydrated by the end of this. You notice that we're prepped up for our... You might notice we're prepped up for later. We've got the big guns out tonight, I tell you. That's ready for the beef Wellington. No. Right, I can smell our pan is sort of ready. So we just take our beef, and into the pan we just sort of pop it there, and we just get it searing. So just leave it there for a little sizzle, a little sear. Now, whilst that's doing that, I'm going to move that off to one side. Now, I hope you can see, yes you can, I can just see a reflection there, so that's cool. Just pop this off my board. There we go. So, we're then going to take a piece of pastry. It wasn't quite hot enough, did I turn it on? So we take a piece of pastry, roll out a piece of pastry. Now, into this pastry, we're going to put our layers. So this will become the first coat of our... There you go. This will become the first coat, the first sort of base for our beef Wellington, obviously. Sorry, a bit thirsty this afternoon. So in there, just like when we made the tart the other day, we're going to leave a little border around the outside edge of our beef Wellington. Now this is dead easy trick. Don't worry about peeling off the prosciutto. We just take, hopefully, a packet like this and just empty it out and straight onto the pastry. Now what that does is that, again, it gives another little edge of flavour. It gives a little shield. It's nice and dry. That's one of the important things. It's a dry meat. So it gives a little coat to the pastry, so it helps the pastry from being sort of going soggy. Now, I have here our little mushrooms. Now this usually, mushroom to sell, you take your mushrooms, you clean them, whatever. So we're just going to chop our mushrooms through. Now what we're doing is, you can do this in a mixer, but you have to be very careful in a mixer. Now we're just going to chop and chop and chop. So we chop through. Now you can, as I say, you can do this in a mixer, but be careful, because if you get it wrong and you pulp it down too much, the juice of the mushroom, the water of the mushroom will come out and it will go a little wet. It'll be too wet. So chop through.
That's when you need a Maggi mix.
Yeah, exactly. Magic mix is ideal. The Magic mix, so you know, we've got time on our hands. So we're just chopping this through. Now, in a classic beef Wellington, you then fry this off with a little brandy and give it time to sort of settle and sit.
Can you chop a bit faster?
Who said that?
Yeah.
If I could, I would. There's mushrooms going all over the place
You
here.
know whose favourite dish this
There's
is?
not mushroom for me tonight. Whose favourite dish is this?
Paul Wilcox.
Mr. Wilcox's favourite dish. Okay, that's
And he survived child care today, Daddy Day.
Oh, you've done Daddy Daycare. Well done, Mr. Wilcox. Daddy Daycare, I love it. Gosh, I had homeschooling as well. That's amazing. So you chop through your mushrooms. Now the reason that... Okay, so this is a little cheat. Because if you get it wrong in a pan, it could be slightly disastrous because you really don't want moisture. Because the meat will produce juices and you want this little protective layer of mushroom that surrounds the beef. Now once you've got the mushroom into this sort of state, it really, I can hear my beef sizzling away, so I'm just going to roll it round. Once you've got your mushrooms into this sort of state, they will cook really quite quickly. So what I'm going to do here is, I'll just move that out of the way. So I've got a little dish. I'm going to pop into this dish my mushrooms. So there we go. Got mushrooms everywhere, but there, we don't need to worry about that. Just like that out of the way. There we are, turn the beef. I said this one was going to be a bit of a battle today. So, to this, we add pâté. So I've got a coarse farmhouse pâté into the mushrooms. Let's put all of that in there like that. Now this is a cheat way. This isn't a restaurant-y way of doing it. This is a good old farmhouse, cheat sort of way of doing it. But it will, or it should, still come out as a nice refined dish. So you put that pâté and those mushrooms, mix them together like this. There we go, so we've got our pâté on mushroom mix. So the pâté, obviously it's a shop-bought pâté, so it's pre-seasoned. It's got a lot of flavour in there already, so don't worry about chucking in any more additional seasoning you don't need to. Cheers. Fabulous, fabulous. I haven't said fabulous and clearly for a while. I'm sorry, you must be gasping for a
It's a very
treat.
intense recipe.
It really is. I've got to concentrate today. I'm just going to whack that, take that off with the heat. That's had enough searing. Excuse me. Right, now with our pâté, that then goes straight onto our pastry, straight onto our little onto our ham. This, as I say, the pâté melts, the mushrooms stay. It helps, stops the mushrooms from going so watery. In it goes. There we are. Ah, Mr. Wilcox, we must cook this when you come down. When we have our 5 at live party. It's going to go on for days, this party. With every dish we've ever done. Right, there we go. Just wash my hands quickly. Right, let's just clear my little side down slightly. So we've got our beautiful piece of pastry loaded up with our flavours. So it's quite simple. There's nothing there to panic about yet. We have our beautiful piece of beef. Beautiful fillet of beef, it's seared. We've got a bit of colour on there, you can see the coloration. It's just fabulous. So we take that, just take that piece of beef and just pop it straight on there. So that goes straight into our mushrooms, straight into our... So I'm going to keep the pan. I'm going to keep the pan and show you something that we're going to do in a minute to add again that flavour, draw that beefy flavour through. Just wash my hands. Oh, hey! It's going all right so far, isn't it?
Well done, you're doing well.
Okay, thanks very much. Oh, cheers everyone. I think we
can't
all
wait for the
deserve a
next top
drink.
tip.
Top tip time!
Yeah, there's
Is
going
there
to
a
be lots of top
time?
tips coming.
There should be lots of top tips. I can't remember them, but there are lots of top tips. Oh, there you go. That's a top tip.
Yeah.
There we go. Top tip number
Can't
1.
wait for the best top tip.
That probably is the only top tip you're going to get. Right, let me just clean off my knife. So, here we go. So this shop-bought pastry comes on a little piece of creaseproof paper. Don't struggle. Don't get another bit. Just use that. So then, just fold it and roll it fold it and roll it. Roll and fold quite tight. Try and tuck that in as you go. There we are. Now what I'm going to do is chop that pastry off. Let's discard that little bit of pastry. Obviously don't sort of discard it because you could use it for decoration. You could use it to decorate the beef with later. So then roll that over, and we want the join to be at the bottom. So we've got that beautiful little roll there like that. Then what you want to do, pat it down, try and make sure that that fits nice and tightly, that's in there, and it's a fabulous little Nestle snug fit. Then we're going to do a hospital corner. So you just tuck them in and fold them up. Now, got a bit of pastry, little bit of beaten egg here, just to dash that in and then seal that over. NHS, it's NHS Thursday, hospital corners, I've only just got that myself.
I bet your mummy knows.
Oh, how fabulous is that? I bet your mammy knows,
I think
yeah.
she knows to make do one.
She does. There we go, Anne-Marie, this is just for you in Boston. So let's turn that round. So that's a nice neat little fold in there. We've got a little hospital corner fold in there. We'll do the same on this side. Somebody's going to tell me this isn't a hospital corner now. I don't know.
Well, it's near enough.
I don't make beds. I've got no idea. Pull that up there like that. Let's tuck in a little bit of pastry. Now I'm going to show you something. Here's a little top tip. We're going to get a little chefy now. So we've got our beautiful little... Let's get rid of that. And we're just going to pop this up here. Now, our little top tip is our little chefy bit for you. So we have another sheet of pastry. Now we're going to decorate this and we're going to make it look fabulous. So take another sheet of pastry, roll it out.
Just watch this, top tip.
Top tip time, top tip time. God, I need a drink, it's top tip time. Where's my drink? God, I'm exhausting myself with these top tips.
I was very impressed with this earlier.
Oh.
Do you want me to do anything?
No, another, yeah, okay.
I'd say till 2:45.
You think? Okay. Alright, so we're just having a little chat there amongst ourselves. Production team meeting, sorry. Okay, top tip, here we go. So we want to do a little bit of something fancy to go over the top of this. Now you could cut lines and put lines of pastry and blah, blah, blah. What I'm going to do is with this pastry, take a knife, and we're going to put in little, little inch slits. And then we're going to leave an inch and put in another slit. Leave an inch and put in another one, leave an inch and put in another one. Yeah, so you've got that. So about 1 centimetre in from the edge of the pastry, and then just all the way down in a line, but leaving about an inch in between each one. Then we go to the next line, so leave about 1 centimetre. Then where you've got the gap from the last one, you then put another slit. So you'd repeat, and then just run down the line and put in more little slits.
So alternate.
So you're alternating, like a stitch. Yep, so we go back and we repeat. So let's just slide these in quickly, and then slide these in here. So you repeat that all the way across.
I say I've got a cardigan like this.
Is it a deliberate cardigan like that, or is it just old?
It is.
Okay, so there we go. So we're putting in all these lovely little slits. Da 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 da. Oh gosh, there's a load of names you've got written up I haven't even looked at. Lovely Tina McGarry's with us. Hello, gorgeous girl. I haven't seen you for oodles of time. The lovely Helen McGarry as well, and we forget to mention Helen McGarry's pub as well. The lovely Royal Oak.
No, the Old Bell.
Old Bell even. Oh gosh, no wonder I'm looking. I do need an auto cue. If anybody's got one, Ben and Rebecca, Ben and Catherine
even.
Oh,
right, just do your slits, love.
Lovely
do your
Hills,
slits.
how are you? John and Jenny, evening, you gorgeous people.
Just do your slits.
Oh, there we go. So, we've worked our way across. Let me just do one more line. And then I'm just going to remove that piece of pastry there as well. Right, now, what we do here, you beautiful people, is we take our little beef Wellington. We are going to egg wash. So you egg wash the beef Wellington. Dun, 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 dun. There we go. Egg wash all over that beef Wellington. Now what we do is... Oh God, here we go.
Lou Young's feeling quite stressed because we've gone from live at 5 to amateur to live at 5 top chef.
Professional. I'd hardly call us professional, Lou Young. You should see our half an hour put together before we get there. So we take our piece of pastry and we just abut it. You take it to the edge, Look, this is all fabulous stuff that you can do. If I can do it, it's easy. It's dead easy for you to do it.
Yeah.
Then, very carefully, bring our pastry up. Now, what you'll then do is just eke that out. What you'll see is that we then create this beautiful lattice. Pull out those little holes. I hope you can sort of see that. I hope you can see that we've got that just rippling out there. So just pull out those little gaps. We're creating a fabulous little lattice. Now what we'll do, take our hands and then just tuck it and mould it. Take off any little excess pieces there, just tuck it round. And I'll show you in a second. Keep the pastry because you can turn that into...
Lattice heaven, Joseph.
It's lattice heaven, it's tap, tip, top, tap, tip, tistic. Can't even talk. Take off the corners so that we can tuck that down. Now use your hands, just mould it, bring it round. And look at the finish that we get on there now. Look at that. Just gorgeous, that is fabulous. Tuck it in, tuck it in, tuck it in. So it's just like a tiny little lattice pillow over the top.
Yay!
Just to see that, I don't know if you can see that, I hope you can. Then what we do is transfer that onto a baking sheet. So again, this little piece of paper, just perfect. Transfer that on. Now, a fabulous way to do this is we then brush this, we egg wash this, and then you pop it in the fridge. Pop it in the fridge for 20 minutes. Then when it comes out of the fridge again, then you egg wash it again. Dun 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 dun. Really just lather that in. Now, getting 2 coats of egg wash on there will give it a glossier finish. You'll get a fabulous sort of deep glossy finish going onto that. So there we go, let's just tuck that there. Fabulous. I'm going to pass that to James, he's going to pop that in the fridge for me. Beautiful, that's gorgeous, that is fabulous. Now we pop that in the fridge, give that 20 minutes, let it rest. Then when you take that out of the fridge, re-gloss it again, and then it goes into the oven for about, depending on the size of your big bit of meat, should be about 35-40 minutes is all you should do. And that should, I hope, God, I hope we haven't had time to practice this, that should then give us a nice pink centre to our fillet. I'm hoping.
Gemma's with you, Aldershaw?
Oh, gorgeous Gemma. Hello,
Hamilton Villages stores.
Oh, Sarah, how are you, gorgeous girl? We're seeing you tomorrow morning. Socially distancing from a delivery point of view, clearly. Just reiterate that to everybody. Right, there we go. So that's our beautiful piece of beef in the oven. That's cooking. Clearly, we popped one together when we chased in the door earlier, so that's literally cooking. Our fondant potatoes are cooking. I think you'll find it might be time for a cocktail, you beautiful people.
Yay!
Fingers crossed. Let me just check the potatoes. Oh God, they're looking fabulous.
Cocktail time!
It's cocktail time! Get your glasses ready for a cocktail time. So I said, we're going to do what's called a revolver. Now this is a favourite, this is a massive favourite of James Bond. Now you wouldn't know this. Talking of Bond, how funny is that? Talking of Bond, this is a massive favourite of James Bond. Now you wouldn't know this from the movies because this is all in the books, all of the books. Ian Fleming? Ian Fleming, I've got the right one this week.
Jamaica.
I have, in Jamaica. Ian Fleming wrote these fabulous books of Bond, and one of his favourite drinks was this revolver, a drink called a revolver. It involves Kahlua, so coffee. Ken, you're going to love this, Ken. So Kenneth will adore this one. Jack Daniels, a bourbon. So you need a good bourbon, a coffee liqueur, a little bit of sugar and some Angostura bitters. And then you serve it in a little coupe. So that's where we're going. We're heading towards this. So James Bond used to have this as a little late night aperitif, or he would make it and have it for breakfast. I'm going with the breakfast option, clearly. I think that's a fabulous idea, isn't it? Why would you not? Cheers, everybody. Gorgeous. Right, let's get this made. So, into a little shaker, a vessel, you put some ice. We have some large ice. Max and Neve, you should make this too. I'm trying to get my niece and nephew drunk. Well, you can make it for mummy. Right, in here, we then put, now remember I'm going to be making this too, I'll give you the measurements for one, so don't get too annoyed with when I get carried away. So you put, it's 60 mils of bourbon. So 60 mils of bourbon, so I need...
Carol's back to the delivery list.
Oh, Carol, I love your delivery lists. That is just fabulous. I love that. So there goes. So 60 mils, so there's 120 mils gone in there now. 60 mils of bourbon goes in there. It's quite an easy one, this is quite straightforward, but it is delicious. I know this one's delicious because I have it for breakfast. So then into this one goes 30 mils. Sorry, lost my way.
Usually 15, but you're doubling.
Yeah, I'm doubling. So 30 mils. So 30 mils of Kahlua. So a little coffee liqueur.
I like Kahlua.
30 mils. I know, well, you know.
I'm getting into Kahlua.
We are missing our espresso martinis, aren't we?
Yeah.
We're all missing our espresso martinis from the beautiful Belly Dragon and the white.
30 on a Friday night. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. So then to this we then add 5 mils of sugar syrup. So there we go, 10 goes in there. Sugar syrup in. And
Some
then
people don't put that in, but you need it in, I think.
I think it would just
Yeah.
it just takes that
Keep
bitterness
it
away because the bourbon's quite sweet, but it takes the bitterness away from all of that Kahlua. Then just 2 or 3 drops of the gorgeous, fabulous Angostura bitters, gives that little orangey sort of fleck right at the end. Then we take a little top, in it goes. No, we don't. This is a stirry one. This isn't a shaky one. Now I've got my top stuck. That's never happened to me before. Oh God. This could go horribly wrong. Oh, there we go. Thank God for that. I thought we were going to be without a cocktail there. How disastrous would that have been?
That would be, honestly,
Oh
she'd
my
be fine
God.
herself, show.
Little Jojo, little
Joe Gentry should be
little
beside
Joe
herself.
Gentry should have fallen off her chair at that point. God blimey, right, so we give it a little stir. Oh,
So
that's
Liam wants ice, but Justin's got ice but no booze, so they're going to...
You should do a social distancing meeting in a park. You should put the ice down on the bench, then walk away, Just. Liam, you should approach the bench with caution, wearing gloves, a mask, and having some Dettol wipes. Pick up the glass, and you could leave her. What did you make for us the other day? You could leave her one of your fabulous makes that you do at home. Right, there we go. Just give that a little stir round. Then we get 2 chilled coops. So this traditionally would be served. Let's put them in our little rainbow.
Yeah.
Rainbow. This is traditionally served in a little coupe. Then we just pour in that fabulous mix.
Stirred, not shaken.
Stirred, not shaken.
James Bond.
Oh yeah, well done. God, I'm slacking today, obviously.
You've had lots to think about, haven't you?
There we go, 2 of those into a little coupe like that. Then we take a little piece of orange, a little bit of orange zest. Chips, what do we do with it? We ribbon edge it, don't we? So we take our little piece of orange and just take, oh look.
Oh, you were making music now.
I always make fabulous music. There we go, a little bit of rubbing up the stem, and in it goes. Oh, wrong way round, sorry Jane. Oopsie. There we go.
Oh, Adam. Oh my God.
No, you can't hear that, can you? I'm sorry, I was just getting carried away, you gorgeous people. Right, there we go, a little bit of that, a little bit of that, in it goes. Let's flip that skin back round
Should we
again.
try it?
A little bit of orange skin. Of course we should try it. Oh, God, it'd be rude not to. Here we go. So this is called a revolver. Good luck, everybody. Cheers, you fabulous people. Cheers, one and all.
Ken would love that.
Actually, Ken, you would love it. I don't really like that.
Ken would love it.
My God, there's the first one. Nina, it's the first one I don't really like. Oh, I don't know why I don't like that. Bit too sweet.
It's an after dinner drink. It's definitely an after dinner.
That has got Sir
It's an
Kenneth
after dinner
Midland written
drink.
all over it.
Yeah.
Give it a go. I'm not a fan.
Maybe that's why James Bond didn't put the sugar syrup in, but we have. So if you take the sugar syrup out.
Yeah,
But
absolutely.
actually, I love it.
Maybe
that's
that's-
definitely an after dinner drink.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Or breakfast.
Or breakfast, yeah. Beautiful.
I could do that for breakfast.
I love
to get
it.
a nice kick in the morning. Anyway, give it a go. Cheers. Have a fabulous time making that one. Just try before you buy. Right, so let me just check my oven. I think I'm going to take this and let it sit. Am I? Are you thinking not?
I don't know, you're the chef, darling.
Oh God.
No, you're the chef.
I'm going to let it sit.
Check your bottom.
No, I'm going to let it go. 2 minutes. Check my potatoes. Sorry, it's on my battery. Right, okay. So, gives us time to pull our little plate together. We thought we'd just do something beautiful to present this with, so I'm going to do something very, very simple, very easy. Now, I know that we've got big props. Clearly, we've got big props. So something very simple. You could do some other version of this. Obviously, you could. I've just got a big plate here, lovely big plate. To that, I'm going to add some water. Onto that plate. There we go. Now, this is just an idea. It's just a fun idea to create a centerpiece. So in there, I've got these beautiful, fun little flowers. And it's dead simple. So what we're going to do is just cut them right underneath the head, and then we just pop it on.
Just as that's a ship's window.
Thank God you're not so drunk. I thought you were going to say a shit window.
You see, I
So
didn't have to repeat that.
we just put, is that what Liam's just put?
No,
So we just put on some beautiful little flowers. Now I'm just going to leave them in the water, and we just cluster that around the edge.
Penelope will love this.
Oh, this is a Lady P kind of thing, isn't it? Some lovely little flowers. We're just going to put them around the edge of the plate.
So simple, but
So simple.
so lovely when you serve.
You're going to understand why I'm doing this in just a couple of moments, you beautiful people. This is just a fabulous, fabulous way of just creating just a little easy little table centre. And again, it doesn't take huge numbers of flowers. Just choose the right sort of colours, just the vibrancy, the fabulousness.
Rainbow colours.
Clearly, yeah, goes on a little rainbow. Clearly doesn't need to be very, very difficult.
Jules has made this, and it's very strong.
Jules has, which?
Aussie Jules.
Aussie Jules. Jules. Oh my God, you beautiful person. I love that. Cheers, Jules. That's fab.
I could actually use that for an Irish coffee, but it's not an Irish coffee, is it?
No.
A Kentucky coffee.
That's why we call it a revolver.
A Kentucky.
Because it's not
Kentucky
an Irish coffee.
coffee.
Okay. So we've got our
You must show
beautiful.
your penis as well.
We've got our beautiful little platter. We've got those sitting there. You can use anything. Again, this is a great one to use flowers from the garden. Hydrangea heads would be stunning. You know, whatever's in the garden. It doesn't need to, for something like this, it doesn't need to last for a long time. Now to this, we are then going to place, we're then going to place a serving platter. So we then just nestle that in there. So we've got our fab, I hope you can all see that.
Yeah.
So we've got our fab little platter. There we go, that's our centre point. Right, I'm going to get this beef Wellington out because I have to, because we have to pull this together.
Carol
now.
Barnes says her revolver has just gone off.
Does Mike know about that? Cheers.
Bang, bang.
The revolver's obviously going down well this evening. Send us pictures. Don't forget to send us some of your fabulous pictures if you're making these. Cheers. So it's beef Wellington time. Let's get this out. Let's see where we're at. Now, oh God, before I do so, let me go back to the pan. Okay, it's got another couple of, let me take it out because it needs to breathe. Let's get this beautiful beef Wellington out.
There's a lot to beef Wellington, isn't there? Yeah.
There we go.
Wow.
There's our beautiful
look
beef
at
Wellington.
that. What did Mo used to say? Wow. She'd have
Momo?
Yeah, she did. She's wow. And she'd say something, I can't remember the term.
God, I can't remember. Let me just go back to the pan. So we have our pan. It's still got those meat juices in it. I'm just going to put that pan on to get a little bit of heat into it. We've got this fabulous beef Wellington. Oh, golly gosh. Let me just see if I can lift this off of here now. Oh. This is one of those moments. So, beef Wellington is hopefully cooked. Let's take it off because I'm going to put it on our chopping board anyway. Let's pop it there. Let's get rid of my hot. So we've got a bit of heat going back into the pan. I'm just going to pop a little bit of butter in there. You remember I said that we had these beautiful carrots that we've already chantillyed. So these carrots have already been taken down. They've been cooked in wine. Wine, a little bit of sugar and a lot of butter, and they've been reduced down, so they're quite soft. These are these beautiful carrots that came from the beautiful blue banana people. So just put a little bit of butter into the pan, so you've got the meat juices, you've got the butter going in there. Then I've got these fab carrots that you saw before. I'm going to whack those into the pan. We just left the little roots, the tails, everything on there. Whilst they're in the pan, they're just warming through again, getting a bit of heat. I'm then just going to move that along so that we can see it.
My Carol is late coming to the party, but she's going to watch it back. It looks fabulous.
Carol and Angus. I hope you had a porn star yesterday, and I do mean the martini version, Carol. We've got our fabulous stocked potatoes. So these are beautiful fondant potatoes, cooked in that beautiful stock. So they're in beef stock. My carrots are just in a little toss there. So to make them even more fabulous, we're going to drizzle on a little honey. And then we're just going to toss those off a little bit more.
You're earning your money tonight.
I really am, aren't I? Why did I take this challenge on? Jesus. So now we're getting a little coloration to our carrots. A little bit of burn, a little bit of fabulous, crispy, crunchy. We've got the time to invest in making all of this gorgeous. So we will. Okay, carrots there. Carrots done. Let me get rid of the heat from the carrots. And then we move that off to one side. Right, okay, I've been putting this off. Here we go. Oh,
That's
God.
quite quick to cut it though, because normally you'd leave it a bit
I know.
longer.
So the beef Wellington, you take it out and you then let it rest for probably double the amount of time that you cooked it, to be honest. So, oh, here we go. Let's hope and pray. So I'm going to leave that bit there. Da, da, da. I'm going to go straight in here.
Wow.
I'm going to go straight in.
Beautiful.
And I'm going to go straight with the slice and we're going to go straight to the plate.
It looks lovely.
So just move you back together. That pastry, that double layer of pastry is just gorgeous. It's fabulous. So let's just slide that out.
Oh, wow. Beautiful.
And there we go. So we're then going to put that onto our little plate. So that's just nice and pinking.
Beautiful.
Beautifully cut. Let's take that. Gorgeous. Right, okay. Let's plate this up. Let's do this. So there we go. We've got that beautifulness there. To that, we have made a beautiful pork reduction. So a port wine reduction.
When you cut it, the pastry sounded fabulous, apparently.
No. So we're just going to add that port wine reduction just through there like that. And we'll just pop our little jar. Oh, we'll pop our little jar there. Then we'll take one of our fondant potatoes. Where did I put my little thing? Nobody wants to know that. We'll take up one of our beautiful little fondant potatoes here.
They look stunning.
So these have been cooked for 2 hours. Just rested down for 2 hours, cooked in the oven. I'll show you one day when we've got more time, I'll go through a few little techniques and show you how we make that sort of thing. Then we'll take a little potato, a little carrot. So there's our little pan of carrots. So we really are going chefy tonight. I don't quite know why, but we are. So we'll just take our little carrots, and on they go, our chantilly carrots that have then just been pan fried with a little bit of honey. There we are. Lay those across like that. Let's clear this out of the way.
Helen says it looks amazing.
Ah, it's gonna look fab now. I did. There we go. So let's pull this
Move
in.
that out the way.
Let's get this out of the way. Pull that out of
Scissors
the way.
in
My
there.
little scissors. There we go. So you gorgeous people. That was our Thursday little Megatron. I just wanted to show you a way of doing a beef Wellington that would hopefully wouldn't frighten you.
People
And
have got no
hopefully
words.
this
They
is
can't believe
a
how quickly you've done that.
This is a way to do it. Give it a go. As I always say, nobody's judging you, nobody's watching you. Have a little bash at it. It's a fabulous, fabulous way to do it. Even if you don't, it doesn't have to be, you don't have to spend a fortune. I'm going to say something catastrophically awful here, I'm sure. You can do this as a sort of like a meatloafy kind of thing, or a mince-based kind of thing, or even sausagey kind of thing. You just get that pastry.
Somebody did say that earlier, actually.
Sure,
The
put that
sausage.
lid
They
on.
did say that.
And it's the same sort of thing. You just get those flavours layered up, to put all of those flavours together. We didn't have time, and I apologise because I was desperately wanting to do a vegetarian version of this, using a portobello mushroom, and then you cook that with garlic and you stuff it, and then you wrap it the same way as this, and I apologise, but we just
Corin
haven't
thinks it
had
looks incredible.
time.
Kate Winrow knows what's saying when you open the restaurant.
Oh, you gorgeous, do you know, you beautiful people. It's so
Liam
lovely.
thinks it's amazing.
It's so lovely. Cheers, everybody. We decided not to do shoes today because I'm wearing a pair of boring shoes that you've already seen. I did know there were a couple of comments that came up about shoes. Excuse me. I'm wearing my Calvin Klein.
Beautiful patent.
Beautiful
They're not boring,
beautiful patent shoes. They're fabulous. One of my favourites. So what I thought we'd do instead is my cufflinks. And seeing as it's seeing as we love our little cocktails, I've got a little pair of cocktail glass cufflinks. And when you turn them one way, the sand runs out of the glass and empties the cocktail, and then it says cheers, and then when you empty it the other way, it fills up again with the cocktail. So I thought I'd just wear these little things. I know you probably can't see them. Not there you go. Lisa Thomas, the first time I've seen you on here. Hope you're well, beautiful, and the two little babies are fine. Lovely Paige, haven't seen you for a long time, Paige.
Another baby.
Carol Williams, how are you? Gorgeous. And obviously Leslie Ann. God, it's nice to see that you're back with us. We haven't seen you for a couple of days on here either. So, you fabulous, fabulous people, happy Thursday to you all. Thank you so much for joining us. I hope this is.
Show the peonies, how it opened.
Oh, God, oh, God. Peony time.
Look how that opened.
Look at that beautiful peony. So, these now will be going over to Jolly's mother.
Clarissa.
So that she can paint them, our lovely Clarissa, hopefully, so that she can then keep them for another couple of days, let them open and paint them, and I'm sure you'll see that on Facebook too. Anyway, you fabulous people. It's always a pleasure and a delight. I hope that this isn't becoming boring because I love being here with you. I know Jane loves being with you because, you know, it gives us a great chance to drink a bottle of wine in 35 minutes. Cheers.
Don't you blame me.
You are all fabulous and gorgeous. We love our 5 o'clock live family. Thank you all so much for joining us. We will be back tomorrow.
Apparently I'm lucky to be locked up with you. That's taking it too far, Carol.
It's like a prison sentence, I can tell you. Yeah. We'll be back tomorrow. We might do pizza tomorrow, so if anybody wants to get...
we might do OB.
And we might do outside. We might do an outside broadcast, and we might do pizza. So if you want to get some flour and yeast and get a dough ready, then I've got a couple of ideas. I'm gonna hopefully, if we do pizza, I'm gonna show you how to make a stuffed crust at home, so that we'll do the little tricks that the
you're not doing your
it's like on papillote, but with pizza dough. See, you know where I'm coming from.
Pizza.
Hermes
Can't wait.
Pizza. With a Gucci topping. Anyway, you beautiful people, I'm sure you've got somewhere else to be. You've got your Waitrose orders to add to. It's been delightful and fabulous to have you with us.
What time tomorrow, Liam says?
5 o'clock live, Liam. 5 o'clock live, you fabulous man. From Jane and I, thank you so much for being with us. You have been fabulous. We have been divine. If you've nowhere else to be tomorrow and you've nothing else to do, then please join us again at 5 o'clock live. Good night, and we hope to see you all tomorrow. Mwah, beautiful Facebook guys. See you soon. Bye for now. Insta guys, so lovely to have you with us. And as I say, I'm so sorry that we can't see what goes on. Richard Elder, nice to see you. I hope you're well. I hope everything is fabulous. So Gerald Fitzgerald and family and everybody in Ireland, say hello and send my love to everybody and every.
Momo's on this one. I didn't see her on the other one.
Love you, Mo. Hope you're well, gorgeous girl.
Did you see Momo's embroidery?
I did. I loved her.
She'd be good at doing this because she's got this. Right, go again.
Mo, you could come and do embroidery 10 minutes with us. Teach us all how to do embroidery. Right, you gorgeous people. Lovely to see you. Have a fabulous evening all on Instagram. And I hope to see you tomorrow. Have a lovely night. Bye.